Because reading is what?
Fundamental.
Hey guys, welcome back to What You Reading. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Delaze. Welcome back. So this week we are doing our second Sarah J. Maas story, which is A Court of Mist and Fury that we're really excited to read. It is really, really good. It's part of a 5-part series, maybe more. I'm not sure, but
Who
it's good.
knows? It's still
Yeah,
going.
I thought it was like 5, and then somebody said something about there being more, and I'm like, all right, there might be more. So I don't know. But anyway, let's get into it.
Okay, guys. So y'all all know that when we left off, a homegirl was like coming off from under the mountain. She done died. She done came back faith. We all remember that. So now she just living her life in the spring court with Tamlin, just living it up, having nightmares every night, having cold sweats every night.
Struggling, throwing up.
Yes. Like when I first heard her was talking about just throwing up, I was like, did she get pregnant real quick? Like, what happened?
You know what got me though was Tamlin wasn't even helping her. He wasn't checking about her. He wasn't nothing.
Girl,
He was just
Tamlin was
like,
going through it too.
yeah, but he was just letting her go. He wasn't really like supporting her like that when she was puking. He was just in the bed like, you got this, girl. Like,
But I feel like he didn't want her to know that he knew she was doing that.
but that's supposed to be your girl. You couldn't help your girl go through her sickness and her struggles.
No, what I'm saying is I don't think that he wanted her to know that he knew what was going on because she wasn't really talking about it. And then it wasn't until he was like, they were getting ready to go, and he was like, girl, you already can't even sleep good at night, so no, you can't go.
Yeah, but why would he not want to help her out? Like, why would he not want her to know that he knew she was throwing up every night?
I don't know, girl. They
That
both was
doesn't
going
make
through it
sense.
they were going through it under the mountain. They both throwing up and going on.
I mean, this is true. Hey, girl, go ahead and just unplug the mic and the headphones.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
Yeah, it just sounded.
Does
All
it
right.
sound better now?
Yeah,
All right.
for me, I don't know what was happening. Something weird to the headphones was like crazy. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
So anyway, so they're both going through it, and she having nightmares. But at some point, Tamara does ask her to marry him, and she say yeah. So she know that they get married, but she knows she is going through it. And she like, okay, well maybe after we get married and all that good stuff, then it might go away. She just kind of like maybe, but she's still going through it. Okay. So she keep asking him to go out to hang out. Can she do something? And he kind of appeases her, like, okay, let Lucian take you out, go on the town, see what y'all can do. Now they get out there in the town people like, we don't
Yeah,
need your help.
yeah, you can't do
What
nothing
they
over
get?
here. Yeah, you can't do nothing over here.
Nothing. Like you done did too much. We good over
Yeah,
here, girl. Like, go on back and chill.
right.
Like they did not want her help because, she was a savior. They didn't want her to have to lift her fingers anymore. So they went back to the mansion, feeling defeated, like she just still can't do nothing. And then what else? They kind of just getting ready for the wedding over the time. High Auntie coming around, which don't nobody know why she coming around. And y'all, me and Dee had a conversation earlier before we started, because where do High Auntie come from?
So what I was saying, what we were talking about earlier, I was like, Auntie, when everything happened with not the Great War. See, here I go talking about Naruto. Um, was a mess. Anyway, they homegirl and her family bounced, so they like didn't stay around for that war. They were just like, all right, we're gonna pack up our belongings, we're gonna take care of what we need to take care of for our immediate family, and they left. So all they people and stuff like that, they was fighting their own battles by themselves. And then she popped back up on the scene after everything was cool. Once the smoke cleared, she was like, hey, y'all. And it was like, girl. But Tamlin was like, hey, you can come back over here, girl. Like, it's all good. You know, I know you kind of bounced, but, like, come through. And she was like, great,
Right,
love
which,
that.
honey, should be feeling, favor should be feeling some type of way because, girl, I saved your people.
I was here helping you out. This wasn't even my people, and you couldn't even help your own people. You a high priestess, girl.
Right. So, you know, she always make a little sly remarks trying to tell people what to do. And she can't even make a decision on what she can do with herself.
Right.
So, you know, she's still out here trying to get out the house, trying to make do with do, but it ain't working with her. It ain't working.
Right.
And so, I think Rasan appears because he come like 3 times.
I don't think he comes. I think the first time he comes is the wedding.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm thinking like that because they don't play. They playing that wedding forever, and she came back and still didn't have no wedding.
Yeah.
All right, so they planning this wedding and all this stuff, and the day of the wedding. Can I go there?
Mm-hmm.
So the day of the wedding, you know, she is feeling very anxious. She's feeling like I don't want to do it, like very no.
It's giving.
yeah, like she's walking down the aisle just screaming no in her head.
Right.
And out of nowhere, here come Rasan, poof. And I love Rasan because he got this little attitude about him.
Yes.
He came in there like, was I interrupting? Y'all ain't done?
Right, y'all not done yet? He said, I mean, I just assumed Ferris seemed to think it was over. Your high priestess seemed to think it was over.
Right.
Tamlin turn around, homegirl out.
Baby, when I tell you she dipped, that mother went poof, and she went poof, I'm out.
Yep. Little Tim, he had an attitude. He had an attitude like, you're not doing this today. Reese was like, hey, boo, I left you alone for 3 months.
Yep.
And you know I'm supposed to get you once a week every month, and I left you alone for 3. So This is the time that you're coming with me. And then Tam Tam was like, all right, well, don't hurt her. And Lucian was like, I cannot believe you about to do this. Are you really about to let her go? And Tam Tam was like, I don't have no other options right now.
Because you can't break the bargain.
You can't break the bargain. So she'll have to go with him.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, a mess. But yeah, he was like, hey, girl, come on. Hang on tight. We're going to have a little ride. You get on this fantastic voyage. Like,
right.
And she had an attitude even though he helped her out.
Mm-hmm.
He helped her out a lot because she didn't want to go through with it. And what was so crazy about it was you could tell that she was going to say no, but she didn't actually have to say no. So once again,
he saved her.
So he was like hey,
always.
Right, like always. So now you don't have to look like the bad guy, girl. They could just keep thinking I'm the bad guy, which everybody already does anyway.
Right.
So she's like, I just can't believe you did that. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome, girl. Like,
because I heard you.
You were screaming.
You saying no down the bond.
Yeah, you was screaming down that bond.
Yes. She was like, I didn't say nothing. He was like, yeah, I heard you. You see that thing on your hand, that tattoo? That's still there? Yeah, you were screaming down that bond.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead, girl.
So she was screaming down that bond, and he was like, whatever, girl. You know, I saved you. I don't care what you say. You know, you need to chill. You know, get you some rest for the night, okay? And so she got her some rest for that night, woke up that next morning, and didn't they start doing the they woke up the next morning. I think she went downstairs to eat.
Yeah, because he was like, you don't have breakfast with me, and she's just like, okay.
Yeah, so she was eating breakfast and stuff, and I think that's when she met Moore.
Mm-hmm.
So Moore is Rastan's first cousin, the only cousin that he has living.
I think that's the only family he has left.
Yeah, that's the only. Well, yeah, family.
Yeah, I think that's the only family. Yeah.
The only family period that he got left. That
yeah.
His cousin. I thought, how is that? But if her mama and daddy's still alive.
Oh, you're right, because her family is still alive. I
But
don't know, but they
it
did
do
say,
say,
but they did say his only. He said my only family. Maybe he don't really mess with her. I mean, he don't really mess with her parents like that. So
yeah. Well, don't nobody mess with the parents.
I mean, that's
I mean, maybe they
facts.
cut them off. Maybe everybody was
Maybe,
cut off.
yeah. I mean, they did some wild stuff to that girl. So
I mean, we'll talk about it.
yeah.
So anyway, so he met Moore, and Moore was like, "What you do to this girl?" And just kind of, I love Moore, honey, because she is the BFF. Okay, she just like she's good.
Yeah, she is.
And I guess maybe that he introduced her who she was or whatever, but he didn't meet the other two yet, did he?
Mm-mm.
So she was around, Moore was around, but Roseanne wanted her to learn how to read. So
Which, sorry, not to cut
yeah,
you
go ahead,
off,
go ahead, girl.
but how you with I just Tamlin wasn't doing it for me. Tam, he wasn't doing it for me because your girl can't read. She likes to paint or whatever. You get her a couple of brushes and some new canvases or whatever, and she's supposed to just be happy. But you don't want to try to improve her life at all. Like you don't want to teach this girl to read.
Well, all he wanted to do was keep her safe, but he was just going about it the wrong way.
But like she's bored and she can't even read books. Like,
Like, what's she supposed to do? Because ain't no
yeah,
TV.
ain't
Ain't
no
no TV.
TV.
Why ain't no TV though?
Girl, she ain't had no streaming services. She could have hopped on YouTube, done a quick little tutorial, and figured out some things, but she didn't have all that. And he
Right.
didn't. And then he didn't want to teach her to read on top of that. So only thing she could do was walk around or paint.
So she teaches. So he's trying to get her to learn how to read and try to learn how to shield
Mm-hmm.
her. What's it called?
Her mental shield.
Mental shield. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's teaching her how to do the mental shield. And then what are they talking about? Why he's teaching her that? It was something that he was talking to her about. I don't remember.
I think he was talking to her about. I don't know if it was this time or the next time when he was talking about the what was going on in the in the with the war and the wall and stuff like that. But I think that might have been the second time. But
Oh,
this, but oh, he was telling her about herself and how Tam's trying to keep her locked away and that she's not standing up for herself and all this other stuff and how she's trying to cower behind him and all this. And she's like, that's my high lord or whatever. And he's like, nobody's property, girl. You can be
right,
doing your own thing.
right.
But I know they was talking about that for a little bit. And then
Yeah, he
all
was
this
really
stuff.
telling her that she had power.
Yeah.
She didn't even know she had power. She noticed some crazy things were happening, but she didn't know she had no kind of power then.
Which is so funny because it's like it makes sense that she would, considering that all of the seven high kings or whatever gave her some power. But like Tam didn't even want her to like tap into that. He wanted to keep her basic.
Right. So as she is learning how to do the little basic shielding and reading and learning that she do got power but really don't know how to use it, she then goes back home. So when she go back home, soon as she get there, Tama's like, "Tell me what you know. Tell me everything. Tell me the layout of the night court and everything. I want to know everything."
Not, hey,
He
how
was
you
like,
doing?
"Dad,
Are
hey,
you
how you
okay?
doing? Can I get a drink?"
Yeah.
Dad.
Yeah.
Or at least
Nothing.
that's how I was really.
That's how I felt too. I was like, dang, hi.
Yeah, it was like instantly like, "Tell me what you know." Period.
Yeah. And even Lucian was like, hey, bro, chill out. This is your
Right. Lucian
girl.
was like, "Take it down a notch, dog. Like she just got back. Can she take a bath?" Like,
Yeah. And he like, no, this is our spine. She's just like, bet.
yeah, she was.
Bet.
Yeah, at first she was like, "Yeah, whatever you need, Daddy."
Yeah. Now she's starting to catch an attitude.
Right. So, but she still was feeling some type of way because she was like, "Tell me, is it true that I might have power from the High Lords or whatever?" He was like, "Possibly." And she was like, "What you mean, possibly? You didn't think to tell me that?" He was like, "Yeah, I didn't want to really talk about it because I was hoping it wasn't true." And she was like, "What you mean?" He was like, I was hoping it wasn't true because people would try to come and kill you. Then Lucian was like, yeah, like people like my daddy would try to come and get you, girl. And so they just kind of like dismissed what she was talking about and was like, okay, now tell us some more about this place.
Mm-hmm.
And she did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now go deep.
Okay, so she was telling more about the place. They were like, okay, cool, this is what we're about to do. Like, we're trying to get some information on how, just in case we need it, because we don't think he's on our side. And she's just like, I don't know. He was saying something about a war, and it sounds like it's going to be a little bit wild. And then, like, he lying. He doesn't know what he's talking about. She's like, I don't know. I mean, I think he might be onto something. Like,
it
maybe.
Makes
sense. It sounds like it's probably going to happen, and, like, they might need my help. You're not strong enough. You can't do this. And she's like, okay. So.
Yeah, they was like, quit Lambert saying put lies in your head.
Yeah, we don't know what he did to your mind. And she's like, he didn't do nothing to my mind. We're good. And they're like, oh no, he's controlling you somewhere. And she's just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, because I forgot to mention when she came back, he was like looking at her like, what'd he do to you?
Yeah, did he touch you?
He did not touch me.
Yeah, she's like, I'm good. He said he wasn't good. I'm fine.
Right.
I know how they can be. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, mind you, she gets back and they did not even touch a thought of a wedding. They just let that thing die and let that be.
It go.
Let it go. So she's back and she's like, hey, I would like to do more things. And Tam's like, absolutely not. She's like, no, I want to do these things and you're going to let me do these things because I can be of use to you guys. So Tam's like, I'm going to think about it, but probably not. And Lucian's like, hey, I'll try to talk to him.
I'm going to think about it, but probably not.
Probably not. But Lucian's like, I'm going to talk to him to see, I'm going to try to help you out. Because he's looking at everything. He's like, man, Tam's tripping. Like, I don't understand why he acting like that. So he goes to talk
I feel like I needed a brighter filter. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're okay.
I feel like it's so dark over here.
Girl, I thought you had a little light.
I mean, I do got a little light, but it just seemed dark compared to your great light over there.
Girl, I got that thing tilted up. Girl. You can see the ring in my glasses.
Okay, this is a little better. Okay, this is a little better.
Yeah. But, yeah, so Lucian tried to talk to Tam. Tam's like, absolutely not. People are going to try to kill her. We need to keep her safe and locked away and all this other stuff. And he's like, I don't know, bro. That just seems like you're kind of holding her like a prisoner. And he's like, no, it's not even like that. Okay.
That's very much how it was.
It's exactly how it was. So then she tries to leave out, and he's like, yeah, sorry, girl. There's nothing I could do. She's just like, y'all wrong. Y'all were wrong for this. Now, I'm trying to remember, is this the time where it gets bad and they come and get her? Or does she go back to the place again and then come back one more time?
She go back 3 times.
Okay. So I'm trying to remember what was going on that he came and got her the second time.
I think he just randomly came and got her, and she was learning different stuff each time she went.
Okay. So she goes back the second time. I feel like the second time he's like, hey girl, I could really use your help. Like, I think you got some skills that we could really use, and it would be very helpful if you would want to work with me. And she's like, I don't really know, because Tam says that I shouldn't be involved in this stuff, and I should be really just minding my business. I'm not working with you, that's it. Yeah, I don't trust you, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, girl, like, that's fine, but you probably should reconsider. So he bounces. That whole entire week, he's gone. She's doing her lessons, and she doesn't really see too much of them. He left her some books so she could read. Homegirl is blowing through books. She's reading at a super high level. She could read by the second time she was there. Yeah, she could read. She just needed a little bit of encouragement.
She didn't learn no AEIOU or nothing.
No, she reading novels. So her week is up. She go home, and again, what did he do to you? All this other stuff. So she's like, hey, just gonna throw this out there again. I think y'all might want to start preparing for this little war thing that he keep talking about. And again, they're like, yeah, no, girl, that's not happening. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. So she's like, okay, well, all right. I still would like to get more out of the house because this is craziness. I can be of value. I can help, even if it's just tending to the yard or going to help the other towns get, back together after the whole Under the Mountain thing. Tam's not having it. He's not having it. And then something pops off, which I don't remember exactly what popped off, but something happened and they literally locked her away. And Lucian, she was like shouting and screaming and crying.
Wait. Don't skip this part now. Because
Okay.
this is very important. So before that happened, the one when she got back, she's still begging to go out, y'all. Still begging to go out. And he don't want her to go out. So to appease her, they had this whole thing, remember? It was like collecting taxes. What was it called?
Oh yeah, that was important. It was collecting taxes. Yeah, it was like a tax that they got from all the people in the town.
Right. Now at this point, she just over it, y'all. She is over it. She don't like being around a bunch of people that's snooty. Remember now, he got lords and ladies walking around. All right, y'all. So we're at the tax collect. They up there collecting taxes, right? She is irritated, y'all. She don't want to be there. She don't like none of the people there. She think it's crazy because they don't need it. Right. She's like, why we collecting taxes from people that we don't even need this money for? Right. And he was like, listen, this is the way it's done. We can't be showing these people we weak. We got to get this money. The shit, right? So she like, this is unnecessary when we got all this money. Like, because you got to remember now, she was a broke girl. So she understand what it means to be broke, honey. So to her, she like, we don't need this. Why we even making people do that? Right. So then the, what was it called? The
dang, now I can't even think of the name of it.
God darn it. What is it? River, River Ridge?
Let me see. It was called because it comes up later on. It's really important.
Yeah.
Jeez, what was that? Right. Well, I don't remember what it was, girl. I'm trying to find it, but I don't know where to search, and I don't know what to search for.
I got it in my notes, but I have to back out of here to find it.
Girl, I'll look to see if I can find it on here. River, it was something of the sea.
Yeah, but I need to say the word.
Let's see. It's called the were they in the summer court or the court of autumn when that happened? When that stuff happened?
This is when they were in the spring court.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
The second time?
Water rates. Water rates.
Okay, so it was a water rates ferry. I think that's what they were called, water race ferries or not?
It just says water race.
Anyway, they were water race or whatever. So, so there was a water race or whatever that came up, and he was like, "Come on, bring your money. What you got? You got some food. You got some gold. What you got?" And she was like, "Well, we don't got no fish this month because there's no fish in the ocean. Is it a river, ocean, sea? What is it?
There ain't no fish wherever it's at. Where there's water, they ain't got no fish. They ain't got no fish."
And he was like, "Well, what you got?" Then she was like, "I ain't got nothing because ain't no fish out there." And he was like, "Well, you got 3 months. If you don't bring 3 months, you know the consequences. You got to pay double." And she was like, Pharaoh was like, "Do we got to make her suffer like this? Like, we don't need that fish. We're not hungry."
Right.
Like, and it's really weird because why are you letting them offer fish when you could do like this and have food?
And it's so crazy because the other courts don't operate like that.
Yeah, that's just a whole spring court thing.
Yeah.
She was like, "Why are we doing this?" And he was like, "Because it's what my daddy did, and it's what his daddy did, and it's what his daddy did. So we gonna do it too." And she like, whatever. And so then when the what was it called?
Rates.
River Wraith left, she was like, whew, I got to get some air. Because it was like, it was some tension going on. Lucia was over there looking like, because Lucia low-key be feeling everything Favor be saying.
Yeah.
That's,
Cause
now, what we need to remember is now, that's her BFF at the time.
Yeah. And like, quiet as it's kept, Lucian is like, bro, I mean, she got a point. Like, we shouldn't be doing this. Also, you don't have to be a dick. But Lucian was also trying to be like, hey, girl, chill out. We in front of everybody. You doing this right here?
Like, I'm the king. Don't like try to show me up.
Yeah.
So homegirl was like, you know what? I need some air. I need to get out of here. He trying to make her stop. He trying to catch her. I don't like that hoe.
I don't either.
Anyway, she tried to grab her, but then missed her, and she walked out. And then she seen the River Race over there, and she was like, hey, let me give you this. So she was like giving her necklace, which this is all great jewelry that someone gave her. So she's like, let me give you my necklace, let me get you these earrings, this bracelet here, this take it or whatever. Get your family something to eat. And then she was like, she was like, what you want for this? And she was like, nothing. I don't want nothing for it, but you shouldn't have to starve or whatever. And so she was like, me and my sisters will not forget this. So then she was like, okay, girl. And then she left. She went back. And Tammy looked at her and he was mad. He was like, you should have did that, girl. Why you do that?
Because it was only a few steps away from the line. So there's this long line of people. And then he's like up on the little throne or whatever. And then she kind of like stepped to the side to do this. So they're not far. Because the people in the line now looking
everybody's saying it. It was in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And so he was like, girl, why you do that? Why you do that stupid stuff or whatever? And she was like, because I know what it feel like to be hungry. You ain't never felt what it feel like to be hungry. And to have to go out here and hunt for your sisters. You ain't never felt that. I felt that. And I don't want anybody to feel that. So he was like, well, once you did that, you show everybody that you did that and all that stuff. She was like, whatever. And she just left, So later that night, they got back together. And he was like, I'm sorry, but she was like taking off her clothes or whatever. And the lady that takes the clothes off when you how wrong or whatever.
No, nothing.
You okay?
Yeah, that sounds good. I had to fix something. The sound sounds way better.
Oh, okay. So she was like, girl, what you did today, no Faye would ever would have done that. They ain't never seen that done before. And she was like, it was kind of stupid that you done it, but you know what? That water Ray ain't gonna never forget that. I don't care if you did tell her that she don't owe you that, she ain't gonna never forget that. So she was like, okay, I won't even never see this woman again.
Right, like, okay, thanks so much.
Yeah. So, she went to bed. She go in there with Tamla. Tamla was like, I'm sorry, baby. You was right. That's just the way things were. And I'm sorry. And here go your gift. And, baby, let me tell you, she was so excited. She was like, oh, he got me a gift. Baby, she opened up that damn thing, and it was some paintbrushes.
Right.
She was like,
oh, I get to paint. Thanks so much.
Right. He was like, you don't like it? She was like, yeah, it's great. But in reality, the girl ain't thought about painting since she was human, honey. She hasn't
felt comfortable to paint because of everything that's went down. Her creativity is tapped.
Right. Like, she's not feeling it. So she like, I feel like in her head, she was like, you clearly ain't paying attention to me.
That's what I've been saying. He has not paid no attention to this girl from the beginning. Like, he didn't care. He didn't see nothing that was going on. But something that I want to mention before we move on is, because I think it's around this time. So she's come back from Reese's, I think, twice now. And she's been doing the shielding thing. Well, there's a point where Tam and her like get into it real bad, and Lucian is kind of like around, and she accidentally,
that was right after that night.
Yeah, she accidentally slips into his mind, and she didn't even realize that she did it, or how she did it, or why she did it twice. Yeah, she was like, oh crap, I just slipped
She
to
did
this
it to
man's mind.
Lucian and
And to Tam
to
Tam, right?
Tamla.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
she was,
because it was that night that she slipped in his head. No, it was at the same time. She slipped
yeah.
in both of their heads. So, they made love all night. You know, they ain't gonna tell you no more than that, y'all. So they made love all night. The book is great, but y'all, you know we missed a smut.
I actually didn't need it. This story is good.
I mean, I do still miss smut. I mean, the story is great. Do not get it wrong. But when we was reading Luna,
I mean, it's just different. It is just very different.
it's a whole different level.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine if they did put that in there? It would be perfect.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. It might be perfect, but it might also take away a little bit because the story is wild.
I know, but I don't feel like it took away when we was reading the Peter Pan story, honey. And it was wild too. It had a
That's
lot of detail
true.
and a lot of smut too.
It did, but these are much, much longer and detailed stories.
Way longer.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think with the Peter Pan one,
Now, right now,
I know you hear it. I know you hear it. Anyway,
she was
so
like, "What?
right,
You in here with me?"
she did too. She looking at me like,
You in my
"You in my space. What did you expect?"
room, right?
I okay. So
So yeah, that was right after that night that they had made love. The next day,
yeah.
she wanted to go out again, and no, wait, she did. Yeah, she wanted to go out again. Was it that night? Wait,
Yeah, I think it was like the next day she wanted to go out, or it was something during that time, and they were like,
is this
absolutely
before she
not.
came downstairs that morning? No, see, okay, so the next day after they had made love and all that stuff, the next morning she was coming downstairs and she was hearing hi Anthony. Why she got her two cent in it, I don't know. And Lucian them down there just talking about it.
Right.
And Lucian's like, we need to let her train.
Yeah.
She got all these powers. She needs to learn. She needs to defend herself. It's better to train her and let her defend herself. And Tam was like, no, because when she started training, they can sense her powers, and that's when they're gonna try to come up here. And then
Mm-hmm.
High Anthony like, yeah, we need to keep her to ourselves. She
Mm-hmm.
better over here. We might as well keep her in the house. Blah blah blah. I'm like, girl, why is you talking?
Why is he talking? This has nothing to do with you.
Oh, she made me rub my eyes and she get on my nerves.
Girl,
I don't like her.
I don't like her either. I do not like her either. So she hears that, she's upset because she's like, dang, and she's like, man, I was hoping Lucian was gonna have my back. He did what he could, but Tim Tam wasn't having it. So she's like, all right, this is some bull, but okay. So she come down, she keep coming down. They look, and then they they keep going about their business, and then I'm gonna just jump ahead to when
Yeah,
they get ready to.
that
Okay.
scene happened like right after that.
Okay, so then they getting ready to leave again, and she's like, "Hey, let me come with y'all," and they forcibly lock her in a room. Like they're like, "You can't get out. You better not move. You got to stay here." And they lock her in the room. And she's like, "I cannot believe y'all would do this to me." She starts freaking out. So she starts going in and all this stuff. She's starting to discover that she's got powers, but she doesn't know about all of her powers. So she's in a
Right.
state of she's in a heightened state right now. She's scared. She wants to be free and all that. So during all this time, she ends up having like this. What was it like a dark like presence around her where they
Well, she
couldn't see
started
her.
like doing like feeling like her hands were burning, like having
Yeah,
burn marks and stuff like that. And she was like, am I just like imagining this stuff happening?
yeah,
So like little stuff start happening to her. Of course, that night that they made love, that's when she slipped into his shields because she was trying to get him to go out, let her still go out. And he went into the site rage, and
mhm,
then she thought he was protecting her, but it was actually her protecting her.
mhm.
And
Oh
that's when
yeah, because she put that shield around her. Mhm.
right. That's when she first started out. She had something going on because Tam Tam was in there like, please, baby, please. Don't do nothing. Just relax,
He
baby.
said, I'm
Relax.
sorry, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. She's like,
Yeah, like she didn't know what was going on.
Yeah,
Like stuff was happening and she didn't understand it.
yeah,
But Tam Tam understood it.
yeah.
So look, you got me calling this man Tam Tam.
Because Tam Tam pissed me off. And
I
I'm
feel
just
like
like,
it was another Tam Tam in another story before.
there was. And also wasn't shit, so it fits.
Okay, in his defense, he not shit,
he
but
not,
he
he
ain't
not,
about
not,
shit.
not.
Yeah,
Like,
but he ain't about shit.
he not, maybe, yeah, he not, yeah, you right. He just going about life wrong. Like, I don't want to say
Right, I
going
can't
about life.
let you put Tam Tam all the way down.
His the way he thinking about stuff is just not. It's just like, I just want it. I just want it. Like,
Yeah,
that's all he.
he's very much like a baby,
Yeah,
like
he
a
doesn't.
big entitled sport brat. And I
Yes,
feel like
exactly.
Rasan has seen a lot more and did a lot more. And I feel like, okay, Rasan is very open minded about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And Tam Tam is like, no. What
Yeah,
you see in
he's
this
stuck
house
in
is a
his
no.
ways, which is weird because I'm like, how are you
That's
stuck in your ways and you went against your own daddy? So you couldn't be stuck in your ways that much because you didn't like what he was talking about and your
right.
brothers.
That
So
was
I
Lucian.
don't get it, huh?
That was Lucian. That was Lucian.
Mm-mm. Timbaland too. His brothers was on some wild shit and his dad was on some wild shit,
Oh
and
yeah,
he was
that's right.
like,
That's
I'm
right.
not for that. So he ended up changing it, but it's just like, so you're not really that stuck. You just refuse to change.
Right,
Just say
right.
that. Like,
Let that be what it
so
is.
yeah, let that be what it is. So anyway, so she has this freak out, and she's like really scared, and different things are happening to her. Different things are happening around her. The people that are there to protect her cannot find her. They cannot see her. They cannot get to her, and she doesn't know what's going on because she's just in this heightened state. And at some point, not more, Amarin ends up coming to take her. Amarin is from Reese's court.
Oh,
Um,
but she have met Amber
but at
and
this point,
Cassian by then, y'all. So I
yeah,
feel
she met them by this point. Actually,
she met him the second time she left.
that's right. So she meets them, and so she comes. So Amarin comes and gets her and takes her out just far enough so that Reese can kind of pick up from there. But the problem with the bargain was he couldn't come and collect her himself without it being the time frame within what the bargain was requiring. If it was outside of that, it completely nullified the bargain.
Right.
So he had to kind of do it through a little loophole, which it ended up working out. So he takes her. They go back to actually, I don't even think they go to the night court this time. I think they actually go to Valera's this time,
Mm-hmm.
to the little townhouse, and he's like, hey girl, just stay as long as you need. There's no rush on you getting back. And you know what, this is something else I wanted to mention. During this time that she's going back and forth with Reese and Tam Tam, she's starting to get more color back in her skin. She's eating while she's with
Yep.
like she's
Yep.
actually starting to get healthy while she's with him. And do you think Tam Tam notices? No.
Right, because when she got back the second time, and when we're saying came and got her the second time, he was like, "What happened to you? Why you losing all this weight?" And Tamara like, "What you talking about?"
Didn't pay attention to this girl. He didn't want her. He didn't love her. He did not want her. He just didn't want nobody else to have her.
Is the one where he wanted her.
That's it.
I think he did love her, and I do think he wanted her, but I don't think he loved the way he thought he loved her.
I think he loved
Because
her
he
in the way
loved
he knew
but
how.
he loved her. He loved the human Pharaoh.
That's true. This Pharaoh,
This Pharaoh, a different beast, maybe.
yeah, he wasn't ready for that. But I also think he loved her in the way that he knew how to love. Like, that was the only way he knew how to love, and he just felt like that was good enough. Unfortunately, that didn't work for her.
Yeah, because I feel like, okay, remember when we first started reading the book and I was like, oh, it's giving me like Beauty and the Beast vibes?
Yeah.
Because I felt that's like what Tamla wanted. The Beauty and the Beast vibes.
Yeah.
I want to love you and be in here forever.
Yeah.
And Reese was not about that.
Yeah. And
It
she
was
was
like the remix.
the remix for real. And she wasn't ever the type to be like confined. So I don't know why he thought he would be able to do that
He
with her.
wanted to make her a housemaid. That is not
Yeah. I don't even know why he thought he would be able to do that with her, because that's not how she had been.
Mm-hmm.
But neither here nor there. She gets to Valeris or whatever, and she's like figuring stuff out, and she's like still shaken up about how things went down. But they're like, "Hey, girl, you stay here as long as you need. Like, this is where you're at. This is what it is." Blah blah blah. She's like, "All right, bet." Still a little freaked out about things, but she's like, "Okay, whatever." She feels some type of way. She does have a hard time for a little bit where she's not eating a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the conversation comes up like, hey, girl, do you want to work with us? Like, please let me know, because I want to show you, I want to include you in all of this stuff, but I just need to make sure that you're not about to go sell my secrets. So
Mm-hmm.
he's like, let's have this little meeting at the House of the Wind or whatever. And it's going to be, all of us will be up there. You can decide then if you want to work with us. So they go up there. Am I going too far?
No, keep going.
Okay. They go up there, they have that meeting, and she meets everybody. She hears some of their backstories as to how they got there, how they got in line with each other, all that good stuff. And during that time, I'm not going to go into super detail about that whole meeting because it's important, but I don't think it's like needed. But just know at the end of the conversation with all of them there, she decides that yes, she's going to work with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't remember what happened after that.
Okay, so after that, she's just really training Cassian's like, hey girl, I'm gonna like train you on this other stuff so that you can actually be prepared to fight. And Reese is like, we're still gonna work on your mental shields. He's like, you got the reading down? Well, that's cool. So they have this mission because they find out at some point, I think it's Amber that comes in, is like, hey, another court has had some stuff stolen again. It's like the third time they done broke in. Stuff is
Mm-hmm.
happening, and this is
Like
what's
this
going on.
time it's gonna be us.
Yeah, so they're like, okay, that sounds crazy. We need to figure out like why this stuff is happening. So
Mm-hmm.
he's like, we need to test some stuff first before we actually just like send her out there into the world. So he's like, let's do this first test and we'll see. Everybody's like against it, but she's like, hey, I want to try this and see if I can do it. So the first test is for them to go to the Weaver's house for her to collect something for him. And he explains to her that if she's able to, she should be able to sense whatever he's looking for because it's going to be dipped in his type of magic, which she has part of his magic in her. She's
And
like,
the
okay, cool.
Weaver, is it the Weaver where you see what you want to see? Like Reese will see something differently than what she would see. So she saw the Weaver in a little boy form.
No, that was the bone carver.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
I'm so sorry. Go ahead, see.
The you're good. The weaver is the one that looks like the old woman with the hair and the teeth.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she goes into the weaver's little hut. I just thought of like Hansel and Gretel, like the witch from Hansel and Gretel, like this really
Mm-hmm.
weird house with a bunch of people. Um, so she goes looking for this thing, and she can't see it initially, and then she finally hears it. She can feel it pretty much calling out to her. She's like, "That's all I'm supposed to begin." So she goes after it. She has the item. She's like, "Bet I can leave now." Homegirl's singing a song the whole time. We were singing a song, weaving some stuff, and she's like, "All right, I gotta be real quiet." Weaver's blind, so she's like, I'm not gonna be seen. She doesn't know my scent. We'll be cool. Homegirl is like, hey, somebody in my house. Who up in here? What you want? What you come and get? Are you trying to take from me? So Farrah's like, crap. I gotta get out. I gotta figure out how to get out of here. So she is working her hardest to get out of there. She like shimmies up the chimney, ends up getting out. She's out of breath. She's stressed. She was about to give up. She ended up telling herself she could do it. And then Reese gets to her and she's like, I cannot believe that she was about to let me struggle. Did you hear that? Yo, that scared me. That scared the mess out of me. I'm not allowed to I can't believe you have me out here struggling. He's like, first of all, you were going to be okay. But secondly, you had to know that you can get over those things. Like, I can't come save you all the time. You need to save yourself. So she was like, okay, but I did all this for this ring. And he's like, yeah, thank you so much, girl. So that was that. And then,
Ring.
right, didn't even know it yet. Didn't even know it. I'm trying to think what happens after that.
You can like skip over some stuff because I feel like a lot of the little bitty details are not really needed.
Okay.
I think it was the didn't they go to her next the bone carver next stuff?
They did go to the bone carver to get some stuff answered because they were trying to figure out. They ended up finding out that the king of Hybern is trying to get the cauldron, and that's so the things that they were getting breaking into were getting the legs because the legs had gotten separated. So they're getting the legs to bring that back together so that the cauldron can be whole to its full power. So they go to the bone carver to find out more details to figure out what exactly is going on and why this is all happening. But in order for that to happen, you have to answer questions for the carver, and you have to be honest. So he asks a bunch of questions, she answers whatever, and he ends up giving them the information that they need. So they go about their merry way. I think they end up going to. I'm trying to think if they went somewhere else after that.
Isn't this when they went to the house to meet what's the other high Faye?
I forgot his name.
What was his name? He was so nice to her.
Of the summer court.
Yeah.
I said this, and I forgot it anyway.
The autumn court.
I think it was the
autumn court because she hadn't been to the summer court. I don't think they get to the summer court to the third book.
Is it the autumn court?
Huh?
No, the autumn court is Lucian's people. It is the summer court, I think. Tarquin. Yeah, Tarquin is a summer court.
I keep thinking because I be thinking about Darkwing Duck.
But it's with a T, girl. Yeah.
So she goes. So this time they're on a mission to go get. What are they getting?
They needed the book. They needed that book.
So they needed a book because at this point, honey, they knew that the king of Highborn was looking for that book and the cauldron and all that good stuff. And so they was like, okay, where's this book at? Well, it's in the summer court, right?
Mm-hmm. There's one in the summer court. Mm-hmm.
Right. So at the summer court, the high fae is Darkwing and his sister. I don't remember the sister name. His sister. So they went there, and like her mission was like she had to be like very flirty with him, and like we forget the favorite is very beautiful. Okay, so she needs to flirt with him and get all the information she needs to get out of him. Right now, we're staying over here on the other side flirting with this other girl. Okay, and the whole time she flirted. Huh?
I thought it froze. I was like, oh my gosh, here we go again, but we're good. We're good.
And the whole time we're sitting over there, he like playing his part, okay? He flirting with this other girl. Now, y'all, we have skipped a little bit.
Cressida. That's the sister name.
So, y'all, we have skipped a little bit. So, just to let you know, Favor has been with Seth for a little bit of time now, and she is falling. You hear me?
And they be flirting back and forth together. It's real cute, but they like real flirty.
Right, and you forget they got this bond, so they can reach down that bond and rub each other in that bond.
They be having these little silent conversations that are so cute because it's just like he be sitting there saying stuff super calm and collected, but in their little bond, he'd be like, "Girl, watch this."
Can you imagine if you really had a bond with your mate?
Girl, having a mate.
Girl, you ain't getting no work done.
Having a mate.
Like for me, I'm at work.
I've been like, babe, guess what? They tried me for the last time today. Like, that'd be so crazy. A bond.
Listen, because you can do things to that bond without physical.
Girl, who needs a cell phone?
I mean.
But,
anyway, so they go to this, this mansion. Darwin is so hospitable to them.
Tarquin.
Darwin? Turquin?
Tarquin.
Tarquin.
Tarquin with a T, girl.
Tarquin.
Tarquin.
Tarquin was very hospitable to them.
He was.
He really was nice to him. He really wanted to be cool with Roseanne, really.
He did.
He really wanted to be on Roseanne's side. He was so nice to them, y'all. He was like, he gave them everything they needed, you know, nice
Gave them
rooms.
gifts.
Listen. So he was like, through the days that they were there, he was like giving her the information that she needed. And then she was like, well, what's what you really don't want me to see? Like, what's over there in that little building that she kept looking at? Because during the days, you know, she looking for stuff. She finds stuff. He then took her to that little safe and gave her some jewelry and all kinds of stuff. She looking for the most valuable thing because she looking for that book. So she gets there, and he was like, "Oh, they kind of explain to her what it is." So Roseanne Moore, was it Moore or was it
Amarin?
Amarin. Okay, y'all, we forgot about Amarin. We didn't even talk about Amarin.
We talked about it a little bit.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. Because she was the one that came and got her from the house when she lost her shit.
Well, do you want to run through who Amarin is?
She is in which way? You go ahead, because I'm not sure which way you mean. So go ahead.
Isn't Amarin the one that drink the blood?
Yes.
All right, Amarin is another kind of creature. She turned fate, and we don't know what she was before. Okay,
yeah.
All we knew is that she was under another mountain in prison at some point for millions of years. Okay, and we don't know how she got out. We still don't know.
It's in the third book.
But she can read ancient language, and she just knows a lot of stuff. But she drink blood. She noticed over the time why she ain't eat when we eat it. But she noticed one day that she was drinking blood. That's how she get fed. Okay, so I guess you could say she's a vampire or something. I don't know. We don't know. We'll find out in the third book.